So after Nkrumah was overthrown, those angry mob went there, destroyed a lot of things, including the statue.
Boom! What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you're at all interested in Ghana's history, then this is the video for you. Today, we're going to the Kwame Nkrumah Museum and Mausoleum. It's the final resting place of Ghana's first president. We're going to learn a little bit about who he married and why, the controversy surrounding that, the ending of his reign in power. We're even going to reference what we saw in The Crown, which is actually really cool. If you saw season 2 of The Crown, then this story is going to be interesting to you.
Now in the Kwame Nkrumah Mausoleum, which is the third and the final resting place of our first president, because when he died, he has been buried 3 times. The first one was in Guinea, the second one was in his hometown, which is known as Nkrofo in the western region, and the final time is the Kwame Nkrumah Mausoleum. The Kwame Nkrumah Museum was built between 1991 and 1992 to be a place where visitors can come and learn about the life history of our first president and our independent leader, Dr. Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. But when you come here, Nkrumah is not the only person who is buried here. His wife is also buried along, because when the wife was on her dying bed, she made a wish that she would like to be buried closer to the husband when she dies. So when she died, she was also buried here. And one thing is that Nkrumah did not marry the Ghanaian, he married an Egyptian wife. So his wife was an Egyptian. We have the indoor tour, which is in the museum, and the outdoor tour, which is outside. But in the museum, we don't take pictures and videos.
Okay. Now, as our tour guide just mentioned, there is a museum on the site with many of the artifacts and pictures from the life of Kwame Nkrumah. Now, for some reason, they don't allow you to film or take pictures inside, but through my connections, I was actually able to obtain some exclusive footage that I'm going to share with you guys. So Kwame Nkrumah was a highly educated and well-accomplished man. So many of the artifacts from his life are actually housed in this museum. So here you see the bookshelf he used while he was at Lincoln University in Pennsylvania. You also have the presidential desk he used while in office as president of Ghana. Many of his personal artifacts like stamps, pens, etc. he used while in office are also here. The metallic coffin that contained his embalmed body for one of his burials and is at his birthplace in Ghana is here. There's a bookcase that houses many of his writings. The original smock he wore when he declared independence of Ghana on the eve of March 6, 1957. You also have the overcoat he wore to the UN General Assembly in 1961 that was actually donated by his eldest son. In 1960, Ghanaians approved the new constitution and elected Kwame Nkrumah president. Now, while he was president, he did meet with a ton of world leaders. And so you'll see pictures lining the walls of like all the different world leaders, celebrities, and influencers of the day that he met while he was in office. So some of the celebrities and influencers include people like W.E.B. Du Bois, Martin Luther King. He also met with Muhammad Ali when he came to Ghana. Then there was some different world leaders that he met with. JFK is one that you see on the wall. And then you also see a picture with him and Queen Elizabeth, many pictures with him and Queen Elizabeth. He famously danced with Queen Elizabeth at a ball in Ghana in 1961 that was actually featured on a series on Netflix called The Crown. It was in season 2. However, his connections to world leaders were not without its controversy. He was a winner of the Lenin Peace Prize from the Soviet Union in 1962, literally 1 year after his famous dance with Queen Elizabeth, and this was in the middle of the Cold War between the US and the Soviet Union. You also see a picture of him with Che Guevara in January of 1965, and then there's also a photo of him with Fidel Castro as well. Now, it's widely believed that his ideology in terms of his nationalism and socialism and his connections to those socialist leaders around the world is the reason for the alleged CIA-sponsored military coup that overthrew him from president and actually exiled him from Ghana on February 24th, 1966. Interestingly enough, he actually became the co-president of Guinea. So on March 2nd, 1966, Kwame Nkrumah arrived in Conakry, Guinea after being invited by Sékou Touré just after the military coup that unconstitutionally ousted him from power from the government. All right, so that's the museum. Let's head outside to get a tour of the Mausoleum and the Memorial Park.
The body was in the metallic casket and it was brought to Nkrumah's hometown. By 1992, when the body was being taken from Nkrumah to this place, they realized that the body was decaying. So because of that, they had to take him out of the metallic casket and put in the wooden casket. In his hometown, when he was buried, they made it in such a way that you can see the body. So it was like an attraction where people go look at the body and pay. Because it was in a metallic casket, they always make sure that they put some medicine on him. But finally when they decided to bring him here, they realized the body was decaying. So they couldn't continue that tradition again, that to bury him finally. So as I told you, Nkrumah did not marry the Ghanaian wife, he married an Egyptian. And it was a form of political marriage to foster unity between Black Africa and North Africa. So when Nkrumah was finally buried here, which was 1992, the wife made a wish that she also liked to be buried closer to the husband. So in 2007, when the wife died, she didn't die in Ghana, she was then in Egypt. So when she died, the body was flown to be buried here. Children with the wife. The first one was a son. His name was Gamal Nkrumah, who he named after his friend. That's the Egyptian president, Gamal Abdel Nasser. The second one was Samia Yaba Nkrumah, was a figure who Nkrumah named after his mom. And the last one was Sékou Nkrumah, who he named after the then president of Guinea, Sékou Touré, who was also a very good friend of him. It's whenever they go to the farm and they are tired, they take a break. And they take a break under a big tree. So it's been believed that Nkrumah is not dead, but after a hard day's work, he's resting.
And he's resting under the big tree.
Under the tree. But if you look at the top of the tree, you can realize that the top have been cut off.
Why is that?
Because Nkrumah was overthrown. So it's been believed that Nkrumah did not finish his works.
Okay.
And mostly when you come here, you can see water around the wood, you know. We all know that water means life. So we do believe that it's gone though, but its legacy still lives. And whenever you come here, whenever an MCA, a dignity visit this place, or a president from a different country visit this place, before he leaves, you'll be allowed to plant a tree before going.
Okay.
So when we are coming, if you could notice, most of the trees had some posts on it. So on my right, it's a mango tree, which was planted by Nelson Mandela of South Africa when he visited this place in 2007. Nkrumah decided to make Ghana's independent declaration on this part because during the colonial era, this part of Africa was known as the British Only Park.
Oh, so this was a whites only park where they used to play polo, the British.
Yeah. So when Ghana had independence, Nkrumah decided not to choose any place, other place to make independent declaration apart from this place. So Nkrumah made independent declaration at this place. So when Nkrumah died and this place was finally built, they decided to erect, let me say, a statue in memory of Nkrumah on the exact location he stood to make Ghana's independent declaration, which is here. So when you look at his posture, It's saying that we neither look to the east or the west, but we move forward. Come to Ghana. In Ghana, on-blowing signifies royalty.
Okay.
So whenever you go to our palaces, whenever a king or a chief is coming to a Deba, it's being led by on-blowers announcing his presence or announcing his coming. But mostly when you go to our palaces, the on-blowers, they don't kneel, they stand. But in this gesture, you can see that the on-blowers are kneeling. With this, they are broadcasting to the world of the demise or the passing of Nkrumah.
Gotcha.
When you look at down there, on the right, you can see a man with something like a guitar. It's known as kologo. Kologo, that's the traditional guitar. On the left, there's a man with drumming sticks drumming. These two represent the cultures of Ghana. Our culture is divided into two. We have the northern culture and the southern culture. On the right is representing the northern culture, and on the left is representing the southern culture. Of the Declaration of Independence, Nkrumah made a popular speech that the independence of Ghana is meaningless unless it is connected to the liberation of Africa. So Nkrumah, as the president, was more on uniting Africa. So Nkrumah was one of the main founding fathers of the AU, that's the African Union. So his mandate or his aim of uniting Africa was also a threat to the Western world.
And so this symbolizes the coup.
So because of that, because whenever it's able to unite Africa, and secondly because Nkrumah was more of the socialist, where he associated himself with Romania, China, Cuba. Because of that, they saw him as a threat.
Hey, what?
The Western world saw him as a threat.
As a threat.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And so it's believed that during that time they decided to deface this statue of him.
No, after Nkrumah was overthrown, that's after the coup, there were angry mob who went to the old Parliament House, which is just across the street. They went there. So in Nkrumah's time as the president of Ghana, when you go to the old Parliament House, there was this statue of Nkrumah in front of the old Parliament House. So after Nkrumah was overthrown, those angry mob went there, destroyed a lot of things, including the statue. So the statue was knocked down and the head broke off. But when that incident was happening, there was this woman who was a fan of Nkrumah. She stood far away watching the angry mob. So after they left, the woman took the head, hid it in the house for so many years, until 2009 when she brought it back to the museum. So when she brought it back, the main body has already been erected over here. So they put it there. Because whenever you put it back, it means you have erased what's actually history. So because of that, it's
Alright guys, if you like this video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, like, comment, and share it with your friends. Alright, see you on the next video. Hey guys, once again, thank you for watching this video on YouTube. If you're anything like me and you're in the United States and you're looking for authentic African products made by Africans, then I got the website for you. I created this website, Authentic African, specifically for people like you and I who are looking for products made by Africans on the continent of Africa, but it's really hard to find in the US. As you all know, I'm in Africa at the moment, and so that allows me to find these authentic African products in person. But for those of you who are living in the United States for now, in the US only, and you're looking for products made in Africa, then this is the site for you. Head on over to AuthenticAfrican.com. The link is on the page right here, and it's also below in the description. All right, see you there.